Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon. This is the pre-stream, as you know, so we're just setting up and getting ready for the release. I need to set up a Zoom meeting and get everyone to file in here, inviting all our patrons and crew and cast for the release of the Divided States Strife. Meeting and there we go. I am in the Zoom room, which means I can now begin inviting everyone. In the meanwhile, enjoy these sweet, sweet tunes selected for us by Nicholas Faircrest, our very own Alex Dunk, who is appearing in this movie, by the way. Patron and crew at everyone. There's a participant in the Zoom room. There we go. Alright, 90 people. Quickly coming up on 100. We've got Seal and Paige coming in. This is still pre-stream, guys, so there's gonna be no visual for a minute. And I'm just gonna send out all our email reminders. What's up, Omar Bradley? I'm seeing you in chat. Omar's always here. You know, a funny fact, about 22 people ninja'd the video when it was still unlisted. So they already saw the short film. Quick slip of the thumb there. Need to make a Patreon post. Going live in 5 minutes, guys. Live in 5 minutes. Seal, Paige, are you guys here in the room? Because I've got my eyes on the command center right now.
Yep, I'm here.
Alright, solid. Can you just talk for a minute, Paige? I'm testing my audio levels.
Sure, I'll just keep talking.
Blah blah blah, blah 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 blah.
Test,
blah.
test, test.
Test,
Blah,
test,
blah,
test.
blah.
Blah blah blah.
It's release day. Test, test.
Test, test. Okay, that should do it.
All right, yep, I'm here.
Alright, solid. Can you just talk for a minute, Paige? I'm testing my audio levels.
Sure, I'll just keep talking.
Hey there.
Blah blah blah. Welcome, Jordan. How are you feeling, man? This is release week, release day. It's finally happening after all this time. After all this time, Jordan!
It's happening.
Thank God it's over. We made it.
Jordan, are you just wearing a t-shirt? Come on.
Yeah, it's hot, dude.
This is your premiere, Jordan.
To our live stream audience, this is a pre-stream. We're starting in 4 minutes. By the way, there are 2 guys on our Discord named Everyone, and I am really going to kick you guys because you're baiting me into always tagging you guys in the announcements. This is more of a common thing. All right, at Everyone.
That's pretty genius.
Yeah, there's a couple of people. Or at here, if your nickname is here, you can actually sneak into the at here as well. 100 people in live stream watching and ticking up, so really good. At Everyone, we are going live with the Strife premiere in 5 minutes. There we go. So we've got patrons in here. I think I've put my patron post out. should be right now. We'll be starting in 3 minutes, guys. We're already audio only, but there's a live stream starting soon. Screen up every time where we prepare a live stream.
All right.
I'll get my OBS on one screen. I'm gonna see if I have the files ready for Strife.
Jordan. Yes.
I want you to know Lindsay and I had decided to go full red carpet.
Full red carpet? I can't tell. There's no camera.
Oh, there will be. Don't you worry.
You got a suit on, Sil?
Not a suit, no.
Oh my goodness! You guys actually went all in on the.
Hang on.
Yep.
I'm so underdressed for this now.
Nice. I referred to how I did my getup as a mix between Ozzy Osbourne, Billy Joel Armstrong, and Noel Gallagher.
My goodness. Actually, I'm just wearing a Guys Get Cinema t-shirt. I'm totally outshadowed at this point. So we got Nicholas and we got Seal and we got Lindsay here. Extremely well dressed, very overdressed for the occasion. But that is quarantine life, right? So this is the premiere you're getting. It's my what the... Oh my god! Why do you look like?
Oh god, you look like an aging rock star being
It's like
interviewed by
John Lennon cosplaying Cyberpunk. I love it. Oh my goodness, guys! So once we put this this screen share on, it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be really wild. I just need a minute. Setting up some final things before we start this live stream.
I have the poster up. I've replaced my normal dining room decor.
My goodness. I really should get like a fancy suit if this is gonna. If you guys putting the level way too high right now. Like this is we won't be able to match this. I don't even own a tie. I don't even like. I don't even know what. Oh my god.
You guys match.
What up?
Jordan. You know, I hate it when my girlfriend wears. She has this thing where she wears sunglasses indoors in the winter, and I'm like, why? How? Why do people do things?
Yeah.
All right, guys. It is the witching hour here in Europe. That means actually it's Sunday the 22nd here, but that does mean it is time to start this live stream. Let's see how many people we've got in chat. I think everyone's been notified by now this is happening. 120 people, awesome. Really good. Let us move me into screen share with a little bit of music. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Guys Get Cinema live stream. Do not adjust the settings on your computer machine. You have not misunderstood. This is the release of the first ever Kaiserreich short film, directed by the somewhat steampunky popping champagne cork fonts cosplay Jordan Pennell in the top left of my screen. Jordan, how are you feeling, man?
I'm feeling very good, very happy, very accomplished. Yeah, I'm just very happy and proud of everybody. It's finally happening. We have a movie, and it's premiering. Oh my god, how exciting is that?
Oh, I love it, I love it. So we got Jordan Pennell, director, top left. Lindsay Burns, top right, who was our one of our head producers, as well as the COVID Safety Compliance Officer. Was that the full title, Lindsay?
COVID Compliance Officer, I think, is the standard term.
Solid. We've got Sil Gritsenko, who I have no idea what you have going on. Sil, I'm sorry, like I don't even.
Ozzy Osbourne meets Billy Joe Armstrong meets Noel Gallagher.
All right. So Sil also had producer. We've got AJ, who was assistant director and producer, and then Paige Bourne, who was the lead starring lady of this film. And we've got a bunch of other people who are currently no video, so we'll invite them. We'll introduce them later when they put on their video. Welcome to our 180 viewers, rising rapidly. So, what is the plan for this live stream, guys? It's quite simple. We will watch the full and integral The Divided States Strife short film together, twice, and once with Jordan's developer commentary. So I'd like to hear Jordan, your director's cut notes, talk a little bit more about these particular scenes. That will last for 1 hour, and at 1 a.m. European time, which in real people time would be like 5 p.m. I think, 6 p.m. Chicago. Oh, by the way, hey Marcus. So we got Marcus from the animatic team. We will have our time in the light, Marcus. But now you have to work. Are you also wearing a shirt? Really
I am.
Nice,
I dressed up for the occasion.
I'm really underdressed for this right now. So where was I? Totally lost my train of thought there. Yeah. Full YouTube video is also online. Premieres in 1 hour, so we'll watch it then. All right, Jordan, is there anything you would like to share with our audience before we go all into this?
I hope you guys enjoy.
Was that it?
That's all.
Okay, you guys had all the outfits. I thought maybe you had like a 14-page poem written out. We've set the bar at
budget.
Yeah, we've set the bar at like over preparedness for a live stream, and now I feel like I should have done more than just
speech.
All right, guys. I'm gonna deafen myself. I think I can do that in Zoom. I'm simply not sure how. Okay, I do not know how to deafen myself, so that is one thing. Can everyone mute themselves while I play this short film for our audience? How does that sound, guys? Thank you all for muting. That is step 1 of this highly complex. Then I need to find the final render. The final state Strife. Now I need to turn off my music. Turn off my video capture device. Okay. Turn off music. Alright, should be all quiet now for you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. This is the premiere of the Divided State Strife, the very first live action Kaiserreich short film. Enjoy.
For the Canadian Free Radio. Recent developments to the south have the Foreign Ministry worried as the United States descends into chaos.
Get away from the window.
Looks like Cindy's.
All right, everybody. Look for anybody left behind and bring them back to the truck. Let's be quick about this.
Thanks again for doing this for me.
I know how much this means to you, Vicky. Now get your family and let's get out of here. We're close to the lines as it is.
We were so worried. Where were you? It's all right, Mom. Dad? And I'm making sure you all will be too, but we need to leave.
What is that you're wearing?
It's okay, but can we talk about this upstairs? Well, Dad, I've joined the 2nd Continental Army as a scout. We liberate those who have been oppressed by capitalism.
How could you do that, Victoria? Haven't you heard what they've done?
Only the lies and propaganda spread by those who won't open their eyes. Civilians like you aren't allowed the same information we are.
Civilians. Now you talk like we're not even family.
They're giving refugee status to people. I can bring you all to safety, but we have to leave. The Unionists are coming and there will be a battle here.
No. We're staying here. The Federal Army will come and sweep both sides away.
If the Unionists are coming here, then we could...
No! As long as we don't draw attention to ourselves, we'll be fine.
You'll be dead. Unionists don't worry about civilians. Haven't you heard about the St. Florence massacre? At least let me take George. He's too young to fight anyway.
Kids younger than me are fighting.
It's safe behind the front lines. No raiders, no artillery, no battles.
No future. You'll be pushed back eventually.
I'm going and taking George with.
What?
It's safe behind the front lines. You can refuse to go based on politics, but let George escape all this.
George will be safe here, and if there is a battle, the cellar is safe.
Our home is in the middle of no man's land. We can't possibly be safe here.
Mama's right. We all know both sides are closing in. Any day now, they'll be fighting right outside this house.
And the army will be here. The Federal Army will push them all back. That rabble will run as soon as they get a good look at a proper army.
The feds abandoned the Capitol corridor. They're running on all fronts. It's over. Dad, nobody is coming.
That ain't true. That's just Cindy propaganda. That can't be.
Go with Victoria. At least be together. Who cares what flag waves at the post office? They're all Americans.
Cindy's are not American. They're hell-bent on destroying America. The only people who can bring honor back to this country is the Union State.
Don't be ridiculous, George.
I'm being ridiculous? Look at you! You're playing soldier. They didn't even give you a gun. I'm going south. I'm gonna be part of the new America.
They're even more doomed than the old government. The South lost once and they'll lose again.
The Germans are giving them help. Everybody knows it. They've never lost a war. They even won the Great War.
Victoria, 5 minutes.
Just think about it. Please. Going to the truck. If any of you want to live, we leave now.
Hey, I know it's not what you wanted, but we have to take the little victories. At least your mother will be safe.
from the Foreign Ministry are dire. The United States has officially descended into a state of civil war. The syndicates of Chicago, the Union State in New Orleans, MacArthur's military government in Washington, and the Congressional Pacific States government are now in an open state of war. The Colossus of the New World has stumbled. Only God knows if she will recover, and in what state.
Hey everyone, my name is Jordan Pennell. I am the writer and director of Strife, as well as the third director of Kaiser Cat Cinema and leader of the live action crew, colloquially known as Kaiser Cat Chicago. We're a group of Chicago-based filmmakers, artists, creatives who are passionate about telling live action stories set in the world of Kaiserreich. In the divided states, Chicago is gripped by a revolution in the 1930s. Eventually, this revolution tears the country apart and leads to the Second American Civil War. Now, how Kaiserreich, the divided states, Strife, got started was as a film school script I wrote. Nobody seemed to like it, and so it just got tossed around in a couple classes, and I kept editing it and refining it, and eventually, after I graduated it, I sent it to Vincent. He loved the idea, he loved the crew I put together, and he believed in us. And that's why I'm sitting before you today. We're so grateful to have had the opportunity to create something for the Kaiserreich community and the Kaiser Cat Cinema family. It's one of the best online communities I've ever been a part of. They're so warm and welcoming, and the people behind Kaiser Cat Cinema are incredible. We would love the opportunity to continue working for them. We have so many ideas we want to get out there, either following the stories of the characters of Strife or new stories entirely. We want to make our shorts and eventually features bigger and more enthralling and engrossing. We want to use period accurate vehicles and costumes and weapons to really add to that sense of authenticity. But we need help for that. Making films are complex and expensive, doubly so during a pandemic. So we need your support. And if you would like to support us, don't forget to visit our web shop where you can pick up Kaiser Cat Cinema apparel, alt history apparel, accessories and posters, and even more, as well as consider joining our Patreon community. Specifically, we would like to thank our top Patreon backers, John Thomas Justice, Azael, Wolf Runner, Joshua, Lincoln, Alex, Sheridan, Kecker, Davo, and Alex LePage. Your guys' contributions go a long way in helping us create more high-quality, free Kaiserreich content. Thank you all. I hope to see you guys in 2021 to announce a brand new live-action project. But until then, see you next time, cats.
Alright, that was it, ladies and gentlemen. The Divided States Strife, first official Kaiserreich short film. You were here when it happened. You were here on the very first showing of that film. let's bring it back over to Zoom. Bring it over to questions. Where's my whole Zoom room? Oh my God, there's a million of you in here now. All right, you guys can unmute. So we got a few new faces in here. We've got Sashal. Welcome, Sashal. He plays the officer in the film.
Hey.
Then we've got a bunch of patrons. On the bottom, we've got Yeatsmark, Pitch, De Preussen. As you can see, those guys were all sneaking in during the premiere. You can see all those new people joining the room. I forgot to set the Zoom on my secondary monitor, so you have a bunch of Zoom messages pop up. Still rocking the amazing look. What I want to do right now is I want to take some questions from the audience. So first impressions were 9 out of 10 needs more Fargo truck. Lindsay, so that's one. That's one for you.
I'll keep that in mind for next time.
Mm-hmm. Right, so chat is buzzing. 220 viewers on that live stream part. So the main thing I'm seeing here, Jordan, is Strife 2. What's Strife 2? What's the plan here?
Oh, Strife 2, the plan is to focus on one of the members of the family and what exactly their adventure is following Strife 1. So when that is, hopefully next year sometime, what exactly the story is, I have some ideas. We'll try not, I'm going to not give anything away, but they visit some places, they meet some people. And some of those people may be actual real historical people.
They visit places and meet people. My goodness, the script, it's completely written. We're all we start.
That's too much. We can't do any of that.
Wendy, okay, Jordan, that's good, but we don't have budget for the meeting people and also not for the going places. So can we rewrite that with they stay inside and
they and nothing happens.
And the places be your
I like
apartment backyard and nowhere else.
I love it. So guys, if you have questions in live chat, make sure to ask them now. We've got the entire Strife crew up here, as well as a bunch of patrons and fans, friends, fools, and family, as we say.
Hey, Chris Hospelhorn's in here. Shout out to DP Chris.
Hey Chris, what's up, man?
Hey guys, how's it going?
So Chris Osborne was our wonderful director of photography for a short film, and he gave us the beautiful shots for the poster you've seen, as well as all the amazing just general, videography, photography. Do you say photography when it's like about the image in a film, or do you say videography?
Photography.
Okay, so it's always photography. Cool. I've got a question. Oh my God, chat is moving so fast. I had a question 3 seconds ago, and now it's 300 miles up north. Oh, Heath Hamilton asks, what was the most difficult part of filming this short?
COVID.
COVID, oh, you wouldn't say.
Working around that.
It's been a bit of a theme this year, COVID. But yeah, COVID was definitely a difficulty. Can you talk a little bit more, Lindsay, maybe about what you guys did specifically? We've already said this in the previous live stream, but we've got a bunch of new people here now, and they would like to hear how the set was kept COVID safe.
Yeah, so I mean, in normal sets, in normal times where there's not a global pandemic happening, sets are full of people who are interacting with each other really, really closely. And it's kind of a free-for-all as far as like who's doing what and where. And so we really had to cut back on the number of people on set. Like we didn't have any PAs, which was kind of rough sometimes.
Bit of a nightmare.
Yeah, okay, it was rough. But so we really cut down on the number of people. Obviously, masks were huge. I think the only people who didn't have masks on were the talent when they were on camera. Otherwise, like rehearsals, they had masks on. We all had masks on all the time. Social distancing is really, really difficult, especially when people are working together on set. For instance, the assistant camera op and the director of photography have to work really, really closely in close quarters. So we just really make sure that everyone is being responsible with their masks, making sure everything's properly ventilated, and really just, trying to follow the rules. Everyone that we worked with, though, was really, really great. We didn't have any problems as far as people, being disrespectful or not wanting to follow protocols. So because our crew and cast were so willing to work with us and make it happen, we had a really good experience, which we were lucky to have.
Awesome. So I'm taking a bunch more questions. So someone here asked, and I think this is a setup, but they asked like, what's up with the truck? Why is everyone saying Fargo truck in the chat?
That truck was in the Fargo show.
The newest season, yeah.
Yeah, did it already start premiering?
Yeah, I think it was a couple weeks ago it premiered.
Yeah, so same truck, different color though.
Is it on Netflix, the new season?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
So guys, we've got
I'm gonna Google that.
Kaiserreich Star Trek is now also on Netflix. It's not Kaiserreich on Netflix, but it's a step towards that direction. So we're on a good track here.
It's all happening together.
So Rai awfully asks, how far will you take this project? This could be a Sil or a Jordan question. Will it be limited to a small group, or do you plan to expand to tell more stories from the KR universe?
So we'd like to do it more and bigger. Right now, our only limitation is budget and COVID.
Yeah.
If the vaccine comes out and everything's fine and the world goes back to normal, we would think about taking it across the country, or maybe to Canada or something cheap. Because at that point, it becomes, what can we do with our budget?
Yeah.
There's a lot of options we can do. We're an English-speaking country, so we can do things in other English-speaking countries if we have to stay in America. So we can do a thing that takes place in Britain or in Canada, or with those kinds of characters, but just film it here in America. Or if we somehow get our hands on, let's say, like 3 German actors or people who can do German accents, we can do something in Germany. It really just depends what we can get our hands on with our budget and where we can go.
Yeah, from a story perspective, Jordan can probably write anything to happen in this world, but it all comes down to the producing side. Like, what can we actually afford to do? What can we safely do? And until COVID ends one day, hopefully, it's a bit limited on what exactly we can do safely.
Well, we do have a good line on, so the first vaccines are coming out. In Europe, they're saying we might have our first vaccination runs in December, actually, for the first vaccines, the ones that were German-made. So 2021, I think, is definitely a year you're going to lose to COVID, but 2022 is actually looking hopeful. So that's what I've got my eyes on for like a life as close to normal as we now may remember in the before times. The before four. We're joined, by the way, by Jake Anderson, leading actor for this short film, plays George. Jake, wonderful performance. Thank you for your hard work, Paige, you as well. Seshel as well. Wonderful work from you guys. I would like to just ask our actors a bunch of questions about their roles. So Paige, you're first on my screen, so let's go in that arbitrary order. Could you talk a little bit more about Victoria as a character, and then how you researched and studied that character, and what your inspiration was for that?
Sure. I see Victoria as someone who grew up thinking the United States were just this wonderful, idealistic country, and then as she grew up and began to see things, she realized that it maybe wasn't as perfect as she thought it was, and so she kind of aligns with the Cindy's. And I think when she reunites with her family again, she thinks it's a no-brainer that, like, of course this is the ideal way to get out of this situation. Of course they're all going to follow me. And I think it does shock her a bit when that doesn't happen. And there's, first off, that there's resistance, but then that her brother aligns with an opposing side. And sort of like we've said in earlier live streams, probably the biggest thing for preparation for me was just talking with Jordan about the world, because I am totally new to Kaiserreich and this lore. So it was really helpful to understand what all of these factions are and like what are the implications of the choices that these characters are making. So, yeah.
Yeah, so we obviously dive-bombed you guys into something pretty vast. We've been doing this for the better part of 10 years, so we have what we like to call deep lore, references to references, half of which we even understand at this point, but it's definitely out there. Sashel, you were an officer for the Combined Syndicates, the revolutionary faction in the short film. How was your experience working on set?
It was amazing. I had like so much fun. I love the uniform. Was just like made me feel like super powerful.
Yeah, it was a really good look on you. We have these beautiful shots of you, like when you're doing the dialogue with Paige, and these really cool shots of you with the the moment when you say it's the small victories. I love that part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's and that like me not being part of the immediate family, like having that moment, like you know what I mean, like allowed me to like be an outsider in a like a really tense family dynamic. Like there's a war going on in their family, and there's a war going on outside. You know.
Yeah. We should also do a shout out to Taylor, who I don't see in this room right now, but she's our audio designer. She did wonderful work on the atmospherics. Really came together with that audio part. Jordan, she's in there with you, right?
She's in the other room. Yeah.
All right. Tell her she's amazing and talented, and we appreciate all the work she did.
Taylor, Vincent says you're amazing and super talented.
She says, "Aw, thank you."
Awesome. But yeah, Sachel, thank you for all the wonderful work. Also, our militiamen who are not here today, who were his squad, as it were. Jordan was one of them. Jordan, this is a low-budget production. You doubled as militiaman number 5. I'm gonna move it over to Jake for that. I do need to move my my little webcam thing here on OBS so you can see Jake Anderson here. So now I'm in the middle. All right. So Jake, can you tell me a little bit more about George's character, like what you did preparation for the show and what it was like being on set for the Kaiserreich short film?
Yeah. It's gonna sound like like an echo of a lot of things that Paige said, but they're to like get to walk into a project that has such like deep and detailed lore was so much fun. Like that's the sort of background to things that you kind of love as an actor, but like very rarely get. And so like that was completely like exciting. And so once I like did research, I still kind of am. And once I felt like I understood the world, it was then a process of like imagining myself into that situation, trying to like live in George's mind as much as I could in this very, very specific, detailed context.
Yeah, that's awesome. Actually, I think like your audition was definitely one of those where we like really felt the character from the very first moment that we had you like read those lines, and we felt like, okay, yeah, Jake is really bringing that energy that we're looking for. And then we saw the match with Paige, and we're like, okay, these two characters, they could be brother and sisters, would be a really interesting dynamic. So thank you guys for your wonderful work. We're really excited. So what's happening after release? Jordan, we are going to go to film festivals. We have a meeting about that in a week or two. We're also going to review, see what our options are for next year. We're going to talk to streaming partners, Amazon, Hulu, Netflix, whoever is out there. We're going to make them a nice little pitch deck, send it out. And then obviously the live action will continue on Kaiserreich Cinema through our team that we see assembled here, Kaiserreich Chicago, dedicated to telling stories in the Second American Civil War. Hopefully all over the United States. We've had a wonderful amount of people reach out to us, to me and Jordan, the past few weeks. Just like people who are in cosplay, who do, what's the word? Trying to find English words. Like when you do reenactment groups, right? I can also do the English. So reenactment groups, and a lot of people are really excited about bringing live action to the channel, who would like to be a part of that in future projects, future videos as well. Got a whole crew up in New England that's interested. We got a bunch of guys down in Texas. So it's looking like there's going to be a lot of travel for us, Jordan, in 2022 when the world returns to some sense of normalcy. Now, I did promise you guys we were going to watch this short film one more time completely, and then Jordan, I want to go with you for like director commentary. So first, let's go all the way and turn off all our mics again. We're gonna watch this short film one more time. This is a beautiful piece of work by the Kaiserreich team over in Chicago and a co-production with Glimpse of Gold Pictures. All right, guys, time to mute. Muting all this stuff. Okay, that should do it.
the Canadian Free Radio. Recent developments to the south have the Foreign Ministry worried as the United States descends into chaos.
George, get away from the window.
Looks like Cindy's.
All right, everybody. Look for anybody left behind and bring them back to the truck. Let's be quick about this.
Thanks again for doing this for me.
I know how much this means to you, Vicky. Now get your family and let's get out of here. We're close to the lines as it is.
We were so worried. Where were you?
It's all right, Mom. Dad, and I'm making sure you all will be too, but we need to leave.
What is that you're wearing?
It's okay, but can we talk about this upstairs? Well, Dad, I've joined the 2nd Continental Army. As a scout, we liberate those who have been oppressed by capitalism.
How could you do that, Victoria? Haven't you heard what they've done?
Only the lies and propaganda spread by those who won't open their eyes. Civilians like you aren't allowed the same information we are.
Civilians. Now you talk like we're not even family.
They're giving refugee status to people. I can bring you all to safety, but we have to leave. The Unionists are coming and there will be a battle here.
No. We're staying here. The Federal Army will come and sweep both sides away.
If the Unionists are coming here, then we could...
No! As long as we don't draw attention to ourselves, we'll be fine.
You'll be dead. Unionists don't worry about civilians. Haven't you heard about the St. Florence massacre? At least let me take George. He's too young to fight anyway.
Kids younger than me are fighting.
It's safe behind the front lines. No raiders, no artillery, no battles.
No future. You'll be pushed back eventually.
I'm going and taking George with.
What?
It's safe behind the front lines. You can refuse to go based on politics, but let George escape all this.
George will be safe here, and if there is a battle, the cellar is safe.
Our home is in the middle of no man's land. We can't possibly be safe here.
Mama's right. We all know both sides are closing in. Any day now, they'll be fighting right outside this house.
And the army will be here. The Federal Army will push them all back. That rabble will run as soon as they get a good look at a proper army.
The feds abandoned the Capitol corridor. They're running on all fronts. It's over. Dad, nobody is coming.
That ain't true. That's just Cindy propaganda. That can't be.
Go with Victoria. At least be together. Who cares what flag waves at the post office? They're all Americans.
Cindy's are not American. They're hell-bent on destroying America. The only people who can bring honor back to this country is the Union State.
Don't be ridiculous, George.
I'm being ridiculous? Look at you! You're playing soldier! They didn't even give you a gun! I'm going south. I'm gonna be part of the new America.
They're even more doomed than the old government. The South lost once and they'll lose again.
The Germans are giving them help. Everybody knows it. They've never lost a war. They even won the Great War.
Victoria. 5 minutes.
Just think about it. Please. Going to the truck. If any of you want to live, we leave now.
Hey. I know it's not what you wanted, but we have to take the little victories. At least your mother will be safe.
Reports from the Foreign Ministry are dire. The United States has officially descended into a state of civil war. The syndicates of Chicago, the Union State in New Orleans, MacArthur's military government in Washington, and the Congressional Pacific States government are now in an open state of war. The Colossus of the New World has stumbled. Only God knows if she will recover, and in what state.
Alright, let's take it back to Zoom. See if I got all my things here. Music players. I think we are back. Alright, so that was the Divided States Strife, the first ever Guys Right short film. Jordan, what's that sound?
What sound?
It's an ad break. Cool. Alright guys, so as you guys know, we are running a sale on the Webshop. 20% off through November 24th to celebrate the release of this short film. What I want you all to do is to scroll down here and buy a Divided States Strife promotional poster. We've got a wonderful photography by Chris here of Jake and Paige in costume with a Destroyed Chicago on the background. We spent so much time on this poster. Buy a couple, show some love to the team, or maybe pick up a shirt or a sweater. We also have a word from our sponsor, which we do not have because we are our own sponsor. Haha. Flagmaker and Print is our new sister project. It is a app I designed together with some friends based on your suggestions, because so many of you were asking, can we print and do our own flags, because we love the flags we can buy from Guys Get Cinema. So we were like, could you? So we designed a fully custom app that allows you to basically load any country flag. Let's say I want to load, I usually use Afghanistan as an example. You can load any country flag and you can edit it freely within the editor. So basically make your own personal custom flags. And then you just press the print button and you buy a copy, and they're about 30 a pop. We're currently in beta, so make sure to join the Discord and report any bugs that you find. Flagmaker and Print coming soon to a web browser near you. All right, we're back. That was ad break. In the meanwhile, people blowing up my Discord DMs, a reminder that I cannot use my screens for Discord, so it's best to either send me a message on live chat, because I have that on secondary monitor. Also, thanks for the super chats, both Ace and Kenus. So thank you for those donations. You guys can donate through super chat if you would like to. It's a new YouTube feature, I think, which allows you to just put up a sticker or a big message. All right, Jordan, what I would like to do with you in the last 15 minutes before the public release of this film, which is now counting down on the other link, I just want to pull up the shots from Strife and just, go through them shot per shot. Now, there is a delay between you and me, so that is going to be, I'm going to have to describe the shots to you emphatically, and then it's going to be up to you to give us your depth commentary on what is happening in the shots. Sound good?
Also share screen through the Zoom?
I do not want to, because I think that will screw with OBS, and I've had issues with that before. That is why I also don't have video up, because it's all feeding into OBS and then feeding it to two places at the same time. We should test it out to see if we can do it. In the meantime, I'll just tell you what scene it is through the word of speech. All right, so the whole intro sequence, this short film opens with Nicholas Faircrest. He's a known value in this channel. That's something I asked of you, this is like a little custom intro, because we wanted to have sort of that tying element that would tie basically our radio show and our other content into the short film. Can you tell me a little bit more about the basement scenes?
Yeah, so the basement scene was originally what the entire film was based around. The entire thing would take place in that one basement. And so since the film really centered around it, it had to be just like this place where we could have all that visual separation and just a good place for an atmosphere for the film. Eventually, once the film started growing and becoming a little bit more, we moved the main crux of the story outside of the basement, but we still started it there. And shooting in that basement, it was much smaller than we thought. You only see like one little corner of it, and it was probably like a 6 by 6 foot area total. Very cramped conditions, but we were able to get everything, and we shot a lot of stuff down there and around that area, like all the rubble to the light bulb shot. That is all like real geographically, like we didn't cheat any of the geography of the scene there. So yeah.
By the way, Big Chungus, thank you, $2 super chat donation. So you guys can see the basement shots here, and this is originally where your script started, right? So this is the whole short film was inspired by your own basement, if I understand correctly.
Yeah. This was back in like January or February. I lived at another place, and the basement there, like, it looked perfect. It was decrepit. It was all just like brick and wood, and it was perfect for that. And then we moved out, and it got renovated. So, we had to another place.
As they do.
And the place we found like actually worked pretty well. Like, we had to move a lot of stuff. There's just like a lot of junk down there that we had to move, but at the end of the day, it looks great. I especially love that shot with the mother when it pans up. It just looks a little more full, I guess.
Totally makes sense. So in this basement scene, we're going outside, and we get our first glimpse, of course, at the Fargo truck. Seal and Lindsay, maybe you can speak a little bit more about how you guys managed to pull this truck, because we did end up pulling it pretty last minute, right?
Mm-hmm. Like the day before.
Yeah, we had it for filming on a Monday, and I think we booked it on Friday, maybe even Saturday.
I think it was Saturday.
Yeah, it was Saturday. So we knew early on, because it had been in like every single draft of Jordan's script, that we needed an old-timey truck. And that proved to be a very difficult task. We went through like a bunch of different agencies. We went through like wedding limousine companies. And then we ended up like very, very last minute getting in touch with this company who ended up getting us this truck. And we found out like later that it had been in Fargo and Lovecraft County. And it was like just the perfect truck. It was like exactly what Jordan had wanted, which was so great because we were so stressed out trying to find like literally any car that had been manufactured in 1950.
It also came in significantly cheaper than we thought it would be, so that was nice.
Yes.
It is. I really like the vehicle style of just vehicles in that era. The Divided States animatic really features the Chevy Master 38 really intensely, because that is the first vehicle that the characters in that show are going to use to traverse America. And we just we love making it sort of an old-timer appreciation piece as well. From there, we're going into our first glimpses of Paige and Sachel. Can you talk a little bit about the costumes, maybe, because that's something we've not talked about yet?
Yeah, so the costumes, shout out to Megan Yunt and Tyler Affinito, who were our prop people in art department. They did an incredible job. We got all the costumes just thrifting around. The original concepts were inspired by art by Hussardcore, who many of you probably know. I showed his pictures to our art department and said, this is the inspiration. And then we went out thrifting and we found basically everything we needed in 1 or 2 days. And yeah, all the stuff you see is like thrift shop made. Like you can go to a thrift shop, find something that looks similar. And then the one thing you'll have to like buy separately are little patches, just little red stars and little bolts of fabric of different color. And then you just sew it or glue it onto the costume and boom, you have a replica.
I think you guys really did a lot of great work on costumes, considering that like you didn't have a lot of budgets to do costumes. Like sourcing the location was already a lot of that. Interior kitchen scene. So this is the big dialogue. I'm watching the scene with Paige, so where we have the low camera angle on her, and this is the first time that I've noticed this, but you can actually, in certain movements, you can actually see that like her knees are almost at this table because she's standing so high.
Yeah. We had to like kind of emphasize the power the power dynamic that's at play. She's kind of like nailing her dad to the wall, so to speak, of just like happening outside, like pay attention, open your eyes. And we wanted to kind of emphasize that visually. So we stuck Paige on top of the, what's it called again? The thing that extends the table bigger or longer or whatever.
Like the leaf of the table.
Isn't that just a table extender?
We stuck her up on one of those and it's like, it makes you a little taller. Maybe that'll like emphasize visually like the power dynamic. So yeah, I don't know. Who's to say if it works or not?
I love it. So how big was this kitchen, this dinner room scene? Because it also looks like a really small room, and I remember we were on basically on a Discord call during that with the patrons. We were basically a laptop, so we saw you guys like really having to squeeze in there.
Yeah, it was pretty small. It was like maybe 20 by 18 feet or something like that. It was pretty small. Which you can't really tell in the movie, because what we really wanted to do is just with the framing is isolate everybody to show that they're on different sides and they're not together. And so it really kind of gives you an illusion of space. So that works out well. But yeah, the actual dining room was teeny tiny and we all had to squeeze in there.
Yeah.
We had like 8 people in there max.
Yeah, I love how the scene turned out. We did quite a bit of editing work, and then Carly came in with these beautiful mix of shots where we see these reactions of these characters the way, and that's basically the main point of the movie is, you know, how all these characters are seeing the situation from their different ideological perspectives. I think that's what's very interesting about the divided states as a whole. Another super chat by Big Chungus. My God, Big Chungus, not stopping. Thanks for that super chat. He is at it again. From there, we have the wonderful shots of Paige going in, looking at pictures. What is actually in that picture frame, Jordan?
So the picture is, I kind of want it to leave it open to interpretation. Like it could be her and her family, or if you saw The World of Kaiserreich Victoria, it could be her and her friend, whose name I forget, even though I wrote it. But yeah, it's not really important what exactly the picture is. It's more what it represents to Victoria, which is this idea of lost family and a lost America, or just the past, what she has lost. And now moving forward, she's going to have to let go or abandon. So, yeah.
Okay. So what we've got here is the scene where George basically makes his decision to join the Union State. Can you say a little bit about that jacket? It's a really cool jacket, you guys.
It is super cool. That was Megan Yunt, again, homemade. She got a big bolt of cloth, cut out a star, sewed it into that jacket, and it looks great, especially on Jake. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
That scene we had to rush. That was like the last time we had in that house, and we were rushing to get those shots.
Yeah, totally.
Rolling around because we had to like squeeze 2 beds in the corner, and we were rolling around it to get in different positions with the camera, and it was pretty stressful. But we got everything with like a minute to spare.
Yeah, it was you guys did end up shooting a lot of content in a very short weekend. How much shooting did you guys how much shooting days did we end up doing, Sil?
We had 3 days of shooting.
3 days. So basically, the team here, what they achieved is 4 World of Kaiserreich pieces, live action monologue, and a 10-minute short film in only 3-4 days of shooting. So that is amazing. I think these exterior shots are a completely different location as well, right? They're not
That's correct, yep.
Yeah.
The interior is shot at a location in the suburbs, and then this is out in the boonies, basically, at a farm.
At Dollinger Farms.
Yeah, Dollinger Family Farms. If you're ever in Illinois, go check them out. They're pretty great, and they let us film there.
Yeah, this is like a historical farmhouse that they let us shoot in front of, and where we spent most of our our entire 4th day just out here next to the road.
Yeah.
On the road in some cases.
Just waiting for cars to pass by every 5 seconds.
Yeah, that's always part of it. The one thing that I've learned about video, this is the first live action project I've been directly involved with. Big Chungus, thank you for another super chat. Not giving up. Is the fact that so many scenes have no actual real world relation to each other. It might be completely different time and space, and it's not something that I really thought about when watching film, because you assume that things that followed each other in real life, but that's not how film works. It's not really something you think about when you're not in film production.
Continuity is very difficult.
Yeah.
We have to be very conscious of, especially when we were outside, because it was a very bright sunny day, and the sun, it's a time attack. Every minute you lose is a minute you can't get back, and it can very well affect, it's not super noticeable, but I'm sure you can notice the shadows are in completely different space in relation to each other, throughout the shots, because we were shooting all out there.
We if we'd had like a broader scope of time, I think this should have been shot in winter. I would have loved to see this with snow, but then obviously we would have had to go to Canada to find actual snow nowadays. Like a dark, moody winter atmosphere.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
But that is the practical. So guys, if you want to support us on Patreon, so we can send everyone up to Alaska, we're gonna shoot in snow. Oh, we're gonna have so much fun, guys. We're gonna live in little tents and shoot shoot a movie under the Arctic Northern Lights. All right, guys, we are 2 minutes out from the premiere of the main film, so I'm gonna pull that up on my second monitor here, so you guys can watch that with us. I'll post it in the chat as well. Premieres in 60 seconds, actually. So this is the official link for the Divided States Strife. What if there was a second American Civil War? And I am urging everyone, go tell a friend about the project, support us on Patreon, buy something off the Webshop, buy something off Flag Maker and Print if you want to make your own flag and print those. And don't forget to join our Discord, join the community, and be an active participant. We're always very interested in seeing what you guys would like to see from us. This project also came because we have an enormous amount of people who were just asking us about when is there going to be live action, and so we're very proud to bring that to you today.
Putting the cinema in Kaiser Cat Cinema.
We have a bunch of questions from patrons here. So Seferino, thanks for joining us. Sorry I didn't see the chat earlier. I have to unfold it. So Seferino asks, will you do PSA content in the future? So Pacific States.
Yeah, we'd love to. I think I've said it before. We would like to cover the world, basically, as much ground as we can. It really just depends on the state of the world and how much budget we get. If we have that, then our imagination is the limit.
I think in the next few weeks, that's Lindsay and Seal will definitely need to calculate what certain locations would cost if we're gonna go start traveling, moving to set. In the broader space, what we definitely want to do, what we actually were planning on doing probably in 2021 before COVID happened, was me and my girlfriend would come to the US and do a Kaiser Cat Cinema tour of the US, which would be kind of half work and half vacation, just visiting locations. We have a bunch of fans in basically all major urban centers of the US, and that's maybe something that we can do whenever there is a sense of normality, 2022. But for now, this is gonna be live for us for a while, guys. All on live stream within our social isolation, just trying to ride it out. That's just what it is. You just have to ride it out. The rest of November will be quiet, as this is the biggest release we have now. In December, we have two projects coming up. We of course have the Divided States animatic trailer and the Divided States animatic announce, which is obviously planned 3 episodes in 2021. And we also have the Kaiserreich documentary. Now, my schedule is really packed, so we're actually going to ask some of the people of the live action team to come in and help us on the documentary. Like Carly, the editor, is going to help us out here. We're going to try and get that done. The documentary episode has been delayed because of lore changes that have happened in the Commune of France, that also have a knock-on effect on those projects. But I definitely want to do one of those projects, finish them either in December or January, depending when we have time. And then Jordan, Lindsay, Seal, our whole trajectory of promoting the short film begins. The festivals, all the sort of submissions we have to do. By the way, guys, for those of you who are not watching the actual premiere, it is in 20 seconds, so we are watching this countdown. Oh yeah, I forgot, you guys are behind on the live stream, so don't watch the premiere through the live stream, or get a second tab open. 10 seconds to the Divided States Strife release. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand by for cinema. And there we have it. The Divided States Strife, first ever Kaiserreich live action short film, is released. We did it! It's so sad when you're clapping on backwards. Oh my goodness. So congratulations, guys, on this momentous project. I know, a very challenging environment to film in, but we did manage to pull it off and have this little ray of sunshine in 2021, as well as a setup for bigger and better things in 2021 and 2022. This is about all I have planned for this live stream, so I suggest we all migrate towards the premiere. We've got 150 people in that premiere, 250 people in this live stream, so that's big. So Jordan, Lindsay, Seal, Jake, AJ, Paige, Sashil, any closing words you would like to share with our community before we tap out of this one?
I'm so excited. Everybody is so excited for this film.
Jordan, any last words? Oh, sorry, Sashil.
No, I was very excited.
Anybody else? I don't want to step on anybody's toes.
Go right ahead.
All right. Yeah, just thank you to everybody. Our amazing crew is so amazing. Shout out to everybody. Taylor Fitzgerald, Chris Hospelhorn, Drew Whitney, Caroline Kaiser, Carly Kasmer, Greg Willen, fucking, I don't know, I'm blanking now, but everybody who was involved, thank you so much, all of you guys. You guys are all amazing, and I love all of you. Megan Young, Tyler Afanito, AJ Cardenas. Yeah, you guys all just made this happen to me. I mean, I started as a fan of Kaiserreich. This started as like a basically rip-off like fan project, and it turned into an official release for it, and with a whole live stream and everything, and people dressing up. Like, how incredible is that? So yeah, thank you to all of those people, and then thank you for all the fans who are so amazing and dedicated and just incredible. Like, it's one of the best communities I think I've been a part of. I've not seen like any like big drama or just like people just being mean or cruel. Everybody's just nice and excited, and it's just amazing. And then yeah, thanks to Vincent for making all of this possible for me, because I mean, this is a dream of mine. I love filmmaking and I want to make films, and Vincent helped make that possible. So just thank you to everybody. You guys are all amazing, and I love you all.
All right. Anyone else before we sign off? No? All right, we're good. Guys, I want to thank all our patrons. I'm not going to list names. We have 100+ patrons. Like, it's really crazy. You guys are all in the short film in the credits, so you know who you are. Thank you all for the continued support of Guys Get Cinema. If you would like to support more live action short films, you can always buy merchandise or join us on Discord or join us on Patreon. That is all that I have for you. Let us all now migrate to the Divided States Strife, the premiere going on, as you can see here on my screen. And that is going to be the end of this live stream. I will thank you all for joining me, and I will see you for the next one, cats. I need to hold for 20 seconds while that plays out. Strife, the premiere going on, as you can see here on my screen. And that is going to be the end of this live stream. I will thank you all for joining me, and I will see you for the next one, cats.